Tonight, questions raised over how Whyalla plans to house thousands of new workers following the $500 million Steelworks plan. And making our roads safer for freight trucks. The federal government footing the bill to upgrade a key Eyre Peninsula intersection.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Local politicians have reacted positively to the news of the $500 million Whyalla Steelworks decarbonisation project. But housing is said to be the biggest challenge, as a tight rental market and lack of affordable homes has to be addressed for the thousands expected to move.
Yesterday's announcement from Liberty Steel's $486 million decarbonisation plan will see thousands of new jobs created in Whyalla. But the logistics pose a very large problem. With rental availability rates at under 2%, the need for more housing is apparent.
Because when I say the workforce will increase by 4,000, but during the construction phase, there's going to be many thousands of extra people working here for many years to come. So how to manage that supply chain of people, supply chain of all the engineering works, all the construction work, all the fabrication work, all of that is going to be the biggest challenge we will have.
Nevertheless, the announcement has been greeted with overwhelming positivity by local politicians.
It's an amazing announcement, and the people of Whyalla have been waiting for something tangible to happen, and now the wheels are definitely in motion.
And the proposed benefits will be far-reaching, not just across the Spencer Gulf, but statewide as well.
The kind of investments which regional South Australians deserve are long-standing, big commitments, like the kind of money that they've put back to build the state. We're going to see reinvested back into the state, and that's a really good thing for regional South Australia as a whole.
It's not just Whyalla that's expected to have a major population boost. Port Augusta and Port Perie's major renewable projects are also expected to create many jobs during construction and operations. And both those cities have tight rental markets.
And in some ways, these are good problems to have. It's because we want the jobs, we want the economic diversity, but we need to house people. And that is going to be a real challenge.
The state government says extra housing projects across regional South Australia are underway to create supply.
We're also investing in dozens of new houses in the region to build that stock. And then we've got the Office for Regional Housing that's been established by the state government. And that office is actively seeking opportunities now to develop and increase the supply of private market housing such as rental and other opportunities.
Daniel Pizarro, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The federal government is contributing $3.6 million towards a key freight route in Port Lincoln, investing in the safety and productivity of Australia's seafood capital.
Representing the Albanese government, Senator for South Australia Karen Grogan was in Port Lincoln today to make an important announcement.
I'm delighted to be here today to announce the funding to upgrade this intersection behind us.
The upgrades to the intersection of Porter Street, Liverpool Street and Railway Place will include the installation of traffic signals, a right-hand turn lane, improved drainage and pavement works.
You only have to stand here for 10 minutes to realise how intense the traffic is at this intersection. And we know that the local community's been talking about this for years.
Port Lincoln Mayor Diana Mislov is grateful for the funding.
I think this is fantastic, especially for our road transport industry and all the users of these roads. Just an amazing achievement. So we thank the federal and state government for their work in this space.
Council CEO Matthew Morgan explains the importance of the road.
The intersection you see behind us, over 1.4 million tonnes of grain converges on this intersection each year during harvest. So we welcome the announcement from the federal government and the state government for the co-contributions to upgrade this intersection. It's a really good win.
The community is behind the upgrades as well.
We've done a lot of consultation with the community in recent years around safety issues and concerns, particularly with the heavy vehicles and the grain coming through the city.
Member for Flinders Sam Telfer says this is a crucial next step in the movement of freight on the lower Eyre Peninsula.
This intersection here, Porter Street, Liverpool Street, is the coming together of freight from the west, the central and the eastern side of the Eyre Peninsula, and this is why it's been a significant advocacy point for me over a large period of time.
Mr Telfer saying the roadworks will add to Port Lincoln's growth potential.
This is such a vibrant community, and knowing that this has been an issue for a number of years and being able to bring forward that funding now to actually get that work done is a great relief for everyone, I think.
Alison Hall, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Broken Hill's annual Heritage Festival is back this Easter long weekend. There's plenty for locals and tourists to see and do, all while getting to know more about the heritage listed city.
Celebrating the Silver City's rich history. The festival is back for the 2023 edition. The first one kicked off in 2015, though the wheels were in motion years before that.
Council that was elected in 2009 considered that we needed to have a major event celebrating our history. So it took a while.
It all kicks off on Thursday night with a screening of The Overlanders, featuring a Broken Hill-born actor.
And there's a movie starring Chips Rafferty, and that's going to be held at the outside area. I think it used to be the old fighting ring, boxing ring, at the Trades Hall.
The nighttime cemetery tour also returns on Good Friday. Organisers surprised by the popularity of last year's tour.
I thought there'd be a few, but it certainly was bigger than the morning one. And, the morning one is great. People can see a lot more, really. But the night one, of course, has got a lot more atmosphere. It's incredible.
Museums in Broken Hill and Silverton will be open all weekend, but you may have to call ahead to find out the opening times, with the Railway Museum trading as usual.
Yeah, all at the same hours, 10 to 3. I think I'll probably put on coffee by donation because people may find it a little bit difficult to get coffee. So we'll have coffee by donation.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, speaking of heritage, it's more than 150 years old, and now Clare's Town Hall is getting a much needed makeover. And it's that time of year, Broken Hill's picnic train to run this weekend with a special appearance from the Easter Bunny. Welcome back. Clare's Old Town Hall has been standing for over 150 years, but its old age is starting to show. The footpath and the car park are now blocked off from pedestrians as council considers how to go about upgrading while preserving its history.
In the heart of Clare lies the Old Town Hall. While aged and battered now, it was once the town's main municipal building.
Is now privately owned and has been for quite some time. Unfortunately, there's structural issues with it, and especially with the tower that's on that hall, and there is concerns that it would fail and fall onto the footpath.
As a result, council has blocked off the footpath and front entry.
Because the ballet school is still using the back of the building, so we've had to get them to enter that building from the rear, not the front, just for the safety of the children.
Scaffolding has been hiding the facade since August last year. While council meets with the architects, SA Heritage and the letting agent to discuss the next steps.
It's never quite smooth and fast, so unfortunately people using the footpath in Clare are just going to be inconvenienced for some time until that gets repaired, but obviously that's better than somebody being hurt.
The future of the town hall is unknown, but the owners will need to ensure the building and the footpath is safe enough for locals to use before it is reopened. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The picnic train will once again roar into action over Easter, with a special guest set to drop by and give out eggs and chocolates to the kids. The day is also set to raise funds to help with the care of a young Broken Hill boy.
All aboard! For those yet to experience the picnic train at Queen Elizabeth Park, here is what you can expect this Easter Sunday.
Wonderful train rides, community event, family day, Easter bunnies coming. He'll be handing out Easter eggs and he loves to interact with the children and get photos taken.
The train has been doing well, with plenty of people hiring it for birthday parties.
Oh, the birthday parties have been excellent. We've had, since we started up at this time last year, we've had probably 50 birthday trains. That includes school trains, church groups.
The day is also a special one at the train, as money raised will be going to support the Lyons family.
We had our meeting in March, and it was decided at that meeting that we would fundraise for Jessica and her son and family for ongoing medical costs.
If you're keen to help out in the running of the train, the West Darling Machinery Preservation Society are always looking for new members.
If someone wants to join our club, there's always jobs down here. There's the canteen, help us in the canteen. We always need people at the train to be either a conductor, learn how to drive, station master.
Joshua Mercer, 7, Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Bon appetit. Delicious dishes on offer in the EP this Easter long weekend. And get your cameras at the ready and head to Clare. Council hosting a photo challenge to capture the beauty of the York and Mid-North. Welcome back. The team at Peter Teakle Wines are hard at work preparing for Good Friday, when they'll be hosting a seafood extravaganza for Eyre Peninsula diners.
Seafood and wine are Good Friday staples at the Line and Label.
We've got so much good local produce around here. We're really excited to showcase some of it and hopefully get some people up here to have a nice meal on Good Friday.
Just in time for a recent record-breaking catch of Western King prawns.
Spencer Gulf King prawns are a bit of a staple here, so we've got that on the menu as well, alongside some kingfish and some Coffin Bay oysters, but a couple of surprises along the way as well. The garnishes are the main surprise. We've got a barbecue whole nanny guy for the main, which everyone's really excited about, something we haven't done before, so excited to see what the chefs come up with.
Each dish comes with a paired wine.
We've paired 3 of our wines this weekend. So our 22 Sauvignon Blanc goes with the barbecue whole nanny guy. We've got our Riesling, 22 Riesling as well, and our Chardonnay is paired with the Kingfish as well.
Ben says Easter weekend is a beautiful time to be on the EP.
There's not too many places in the world where you get caught and cooked seafood on the same day, and so really encourage anyone to come up and taste it and enjoy it, and it's another exciting year for another seafood extravaganza.
Alison Hall, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Clare and Gilbert Valleys is a picturesque location, and if you're an experienced photographer or wanting to give it a go, the 2023 photography competition is the perfect opportunity to do just that.
It's time to unleash your potential with the Clare and Gilbert Valleys Photography Challenge.
Have quite a sophisticated little program with, I think it's 5 or 6 categories. Several of them are sponsored by local businesses. So there's one which relates to the landscape, which is sponsored by the Clare Valley Grape and Wine Association.
Other categories include People and Story, Business and Tourism Association, Nature and Wildlife, and History and Heritage.
And of course there's one for young people, so there's a junior category, which is great because young people are often extremely creative. So there's lots of opportunity for photographers, so we're really looking forward to seeing some really high quality images.
The winning photos will go on to showcase the area.
An opportunity to encourage participation from the community and more broadly the artistic community. But one of the requirements of the competition is that we'll have the opportunity to use the images in our promotional website.
Happy snapping. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come in your local news bulletin, the price of unleaded goes up while the cost of diesel goes down. Fuel Watch is on the other side of the break. And showers forecast for most of the Spencer Gulf tomorrow. We'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back. With the Easter holidays upon us, it looks like prices for unleaded are rising, while diesel drivers are having some better luck at the Bowser. Here's Daniel Pizarro with this week's Fuel Watch.
With extra vehicles about to hit our roads, please drive carefully, especially those driving long distances on our more isolated roads, as we check the latest fuel prices. First, to the ever-popular unleaded prices, and the outlets are certainly going to make a tidy profit, with prices rising across the board. Port Lincoln has seen a major jump in price from last week to $1.84 per litre, up 5 cents. Port Pirie and Kadina have also seen the price of unleaded rise by over 1 cent per litre. Meanwhile, the price remains stable in Whyalla and has even dropped in Port Augusta to under $1.87, a drop of 3 cents. Broken Hill has also declined, though not as much, and things aren't too great in the state capital, with unleaded rising by over 4 cents. Diesel prices are dropping across the board this week. Kadina has the region's cheapest rate at under $1.90 per litre, down 2 cents, while it's also fallen in the Silver City by almost 3 cents. It's stable from last week in Port Augusta and Whyalla. Adelaide is bucking the trend, with diesel up slightly, but still cheaper than the regions at $1.88. Finally, those lucky people with LPG tanks have again seen stable prices almost everywhere, except in Kadina, where prices have risen by 2 cents, and in Adelaide, where it's green arrows as prices have declined by a massive 10 cents per litre. That's this week's Fuel Watch. Remember, prices will change, especially as the Easter long weekend and the holidays get underway. I might as well fill up now and take that road trip. Maddie, are you sure you don't want to come along?
I've got things to do, Daniel, sorry. But it's time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, good evening to you. How's the weather looking for the Easter long weekend?
Well, Maddie, it's good news if you're after some rain, a bit of drizzle around starting tomorrow. As for the all-important Easter Sunday, Whyalla, Port Pirie, Jamestown and Cleve can expect some morning showers for the Easter egg hunt. Something tells me a bit of rain won't dampen any spirits. Taking a look at today's temperatures now, Port Augusta and Port Pirie were warmer than Cooper Pedy, 31 in the more southern cities, just 27 degrees in the Opal capital. Looking more broadly at today's weather map now, Broken Hill also recorded 31 degrees, 28 in Whyalla and Port Lincoln, 30 in Kadina. Taking a look at the satellite image now, a low pressure system will move from WA to SA overnight, dragging a trough across the state. The trough will move into Victoria tomorrow afternoon as the low continues to move east to be over part of Bass Strait by Friday morning. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters, north to northeasterly, about 10 knots to begin with before turning northwesterly, 10 to 15 knots early in the morning. Seas increasing up to 1.5 metres and south to southwesterly swell around a metre. Looking at tomorrow's temperatures now, starting with Port Lincoln, showers tomorrow heading for a high of 25. A shower or two in Cleve as well, set to reach a top of 26 degrees there. Woodner will be wet as well, morning showers and 27. While it will get to around 28 degrees with showers around, the possibility of a shower in Port Augusta tomorrow as well, heading for 30 on Thursday. Rainy top of 26 in Kadina. You'll need a parasol in Port Pirie as well. Showers and a top of 24 tomorrow, down to 14 tonight. 25 on the way for Clare. And there's a 30% chance of rain in Broken Hill tomorrow, either in the late morning or early afternoon, heading for a top of 30 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, starting with Good Friday's forecast. Partly cloudy conditions across majority of our region, rain in other parts. Showers and 23 in Port Lincoln and Kadina, 24 in Port Pirie and Whyalla, 26 the top for Port Augusta. Turning to Saturday's outlook now, the rain is back from Port Augusta and below. Showers and 22 for Port Pirie, 21 in Woodner, Whyalla and Kadina, 20 degrees in Port Lincoln and Adelaide. And finally, this is the big one, taking our first look at how Easter Sunday is looking. For those who celebrate, not the most ideal conditions for Easter egg hunting in Whyalla and Port Lincoln. Showers and 19 degrees there. A cloudy top of 20 in Port Augusta and Kadina, 21 in Woodner and Port Pirie. Broken Hill partly cloudy and a top of 19 degrees. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. I'll see you a little later with an update. It's back to you, Maddie.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's local news this Wednesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. From all of us here, thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.